Hey, what's going on, everybody? Once again, it is 3 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, so y'all know what that means. This is officially Book Talk Live. Once again, my name is Sugar Ray Destin Jr. I will be your host for today, and I'm actually going to share a few things, a few content strategies um, about the income streams that are locked right there inside of your book. So, for those of you who are joining me, for those of you who are joining me live, I definitely appreciate it. For those of you who are just catching the replay, definitely go ahead and leave that comment in the post replay. Um, but today I'm gonna jump right in because this is gonna be a very short one. It's Fourth of July weekend. Some of y'all are still out there celebrating. Um, I know if your neighborhood is like mine, then you probably heard a lot of additional firecrackers out there. Um, if your neighborhood is not like mine, then hey, I'm happy that you enjoyed a peaceful night before. But so today I want to talk to you about the different content or the different income streams that can come from right there in your published book, right? So one of the first things that we'll talk about is obviously your book. Why is it so important that your book? Before we even get there, let me go back and set a few disclaimers. One, before you write your book, make sure that the content that is inside your book is something that people are going to be interested in reading. Two, make sure that it is well written. The reason that you want it to be well written is because, again, a well written book, just like a well written movie or a well acted, well performed play, keeps the audience engaged. If it is not written well, then what's going to happen is after the first few pages, they're going to put that book right back down, and there goes the opportunity for you to actually create additional income streams from it. Right? So make sure that the content inside of your book is actually worthy of people flipping the pages, people looking through it. Now, once you have completed your book, and this is just a fast forward. Once you've completed your book, there's going to be a few income streams that come from right there. First income stream that comes from inside of your book is, again, obviously your book. The thing that is printed with your name on it as the author. When you have your book, that depending on the type of book that you write, my coach said it this way: don't charge anything less than 20 for that book. Reason being, you put your blood, your sweat, and your tears in there. I've seen some people who I've read some books that were less than 50 pages that I paid $20 for. I've seen some books that were well over 200-300 pages that I paid $20 for. So your book is going to be your first income stream. After your book comes the next income stream. The next income stream outside of your book is going to be a potential workbook. I'm not going to talk in detail about the workbook because, again, it's a complement to your book. I've talked about it on other lives. We're not going to go into it again today. After your book, after your workbook comes the courses. And those courses come in different forms. You can have an online course, you can have an in-person course, you can have some type of a training course right there where people are live with you based on the content that's inside of your book. How do you create that course? Let's go into it, just a few simple steps. One, take the key points from each chapter that's locked inside of your book. When you take those key points that are locked inside of your book, then you create activities, you create questions that go along with the major information. And it doesn't matter what type of book you're writing. Excuse me. Every book has some type of information, some type of lessons that are actually locked inside of it. Especially if you are writing a book of nonfiction. If you're writing a book based on your life, then there are so many life lessons that you have learned along the way. So many steps that you've had to overcome, so many obstacles that you've had to overcome, so many things that, as the old saying goes, hindsight is 2020. If you look back, you're like, wait a minute, that was something strong that I wish I could help somebody else get over this particular bridge. The next thing from next thing, after you've looked at the lessons, go back in and ask the questions based on the content that's there. You want to get people to that ultimate lesson, but the best way to get someone to learn something is not to just tell them. If you tell somebody the answer to a question, they'll never learn and they'll never understand the reason that they had to learn it. So when you have those major lessons, you want to go back and actually give them the questions that guide them to the answers that will help them to grow through the process, right? The other thing that you want to add to any program, whether it be virtual, which is online probably using Zoom, GoToWebinar, one of these online platforms, or if you're doing it in person, you want to have some type of activity for your audience, some type of activity for the attendees. The reason that you want to have an activity is you want to liven them up. You want to loosen it up. You don't want your program to just be stiff. You don't want your program to just be boring. You don't want it to be lackluster. You want it to be engaging. You want them to walk away from there saying, "Oh my God, the information that I learned and the way that I learned it was amazing. It was fun. It was engaging. It was energetic. The person who was going over this information knew their stuff." But guess what? Here's a quick way. If you're like me, I'm not really an energetic person all the time. Throw some music in there. Music changes the mood. If you throw on some old school music during a writing activity, that brings up memories for the audience, and that gives them something to enjoy themselves. That gives them the feel that they're not just in a class, but they're actually having fun while they're doing the work. Most people do not like to do the work. So when you make it fun, they enjoy themselves and they learn more when they're engaged, when they're learning. The last thing you want to have is a call to action. At the end of every single Carolyn said, if it's a good DJ, I think I'm one of the best DJs out here when it comes down to online coaching. But whenever the day is over, you want to give them some type of call to action. You want to give them an assignment that they walk away with and that they can grow from. The reason that you want them to have something that is after class is because now when they go home and they do that extra homework, it makes them dig deeper into the activity that you're doing, especially if you're doing something based on healing, if you're doing something based on self-esteem, if you're doing something based on overcoming a specific incident or a specific obstacle. You want them to dig deeper within themselves than just the information that you gave, right? And a great instructor makes learning fun, makes them want to continue learning long after you are out of the picture. So that was the next. So programs. You can also put on some type of a seminar, a webinar. You can put on a weekend workshop. All of these can create a sense of an additional stream of income for you. If you perform one well and you find, you know what, I really enjoy doing seminars. I really enjoy doing workshops. I really enjoy doing programs. I really enjoy doing coaching. Stick with it. There's no rule that says that you have to do everything on this list. Some people are better than others at different types of events, right? So find your lane and own it. And here is the next thing that I would really suggest for an author. Look at the potential to get engaged in speaking engagements, right? One speaking engagement can net you anywhere from, depending on the level that you're starting at, you can start at as low as $50 or $250 or $500 and go all the way up to tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. The top experts in their lanes are making millions for their speaking engagements. It all depends on what you're looking to do. It all starts with the content that's locked right there inside of your book. So don't just tell me in the future, I want to write a book. What you need to do is look for ways to turn that book into income opportunities using strategies and coming up with a long term plan for yourself. Because you're not just writing a book, you're creating a business that creates opportunities for yourself and for others. All right? So hopefully that information was something that you all can walk away with. Hopefully I gave you a little bit of meat. I never want to give you too much, because if I gave you everything on a Sunday live, then you would miss the whole point. I definitely want you to do more research, dig deeper into this for yourselves, because I'll be honest with you, I am a writer who has written 4 books, 2 on the way. And the thing about it is that I love the business of the books. I'm not necessarily a fan of writing, but one thing that writing has done for me is it has opened up income opportunities, income streams, and it has allowed me to show my son that he can do something different with his life other than what society would put him in a specific box. So listen, that's what I have when it comes down to the information. As always, at the end of every video, I'm a giver. I'm not a taker. So I got 3 of these beautiful books with this funny looking dude on the cover, called The Business of Books. I'm giving 3 away today. If you haven't got your copy and you are ready to read a book that will actually take you through step by step and teach you how to get published and generate some additional income streams, teaching you the business behind the books, this is the book for you. Don't want to talk down on any others, but I definitely know the amount of work that was put into it. So for the next 3 people that comment book, I'm going to go ahead and send that book off to you. No shipping, no charge. That's on me. I just want people out there to get out of their own way and actually see the potential that they still have locked inside of them. I've heard people that say that teachers told them that they were not good writers. Well, guess what? You don't have to be a great writer. We have great editors, and I can say that firsthand. I would actually share some of the content from books that my editors have gone through and taken from the level that they were at into actual readable content, but that's not my job. So remember, great editors change the content, and also great cover designers draw people in. We have all that within the Business of Books Mastermind program. We have a full team that is there to help you get to the next level. If you notice in the link, I actually left a link for people who are interested in joining the Business of Books Mastermind program. We actually have a waiting list, because we're not starting the next program until August 13th. The enrollment doesn't start and does not open up until July 20th. So if you're interested, definitely visit the website, see some of the things that we're doing behind the scenes, and check us out. We may be quiet, but we're making some powerful moves. All right. The next thing I have for everyone, not everyone, one person, the first person who actually comments cash, I got a $25 cash app giveaway for you. And here's the thing: you have to have a cash app. Have to have the Cash App on your phone. I have Vimeo, I have Cash App, I have PayPal, but Cash App is the easiest. So if you have a Cash App and you want that $25, again, no strings attached. This is something I do every week from the kindness of my heart, because I want to see people win and win big. So it's a $25 Cash App giveaway. The first person that comments cash in the comments is yours. And then we can go ahead and wrap this thing up. And for those of you who are on with me, I appreciate it. I see that there's 8 people, whether it be through a watch party or actually through the live video. If you have any questions about writing your book, about publishing your book, about getting your book edited, reach out. This is what I'm here for. And It seems like Miss Carolyn is asking if she can get it, can get the $25 cash app giveaway. If nobody comments within the next 30 seconds, then yes, you are eligible. So right now, Miss Carolyn is over there. With the Jeopardy, the Jeopardy soundtrack playing in the background. Like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Nobody. All right. But I tell you what, it's a Sunday. I want everybody to enjoy their their Sunday. Since nobody commented cash for me, Miss Carolyn has been engaging, has been locked in. So I will reach out to you shortly and go ahead and get you that $25 cash app giveaway. To everybody that tuned in with me, thank you guys so much. Love you guys, and we will see you next week. Love you.